Hello my dear friends. This video lecture is about your unit number 5 part 2. Wish you a very good morning and I hope that all you are safe and healthy. So let's start the unit number 5 part 2. In the last video lecture session we already started the unit number 5 and in this video lecture I continue with the unit number 5. So let's start it. First of all, which the topics are considered in this video lecture. So in this video lecture I consider the three topics regarding your unit number 5. First one is the etiquette for the foreign trips, then second one is a visit of the foreign counterparts, and the etiquettes for the small talks. Okay, so in the last video lecture I discussed about the two topics regarding your unit number 5. In the unit number 5 there are the main 7 topics regarding the overall unit. So in the last video lecture we discussed about the two parts, and in this video lecture I also explain about the three parts, and then next video lecture session is the last video lecture session regarding your unit number 5. Then after your unit number 5 will complete it. So if you have any query regarding this any topic, then you can contact me. So let's start. The first topic is the etiquette for the foreign trips. As you know that nowadays the business and organization cannot limit it for the only their country, but now the business are the multiple, we can say, MNCs. You also heard the names of MNCs, means multinational companies. So nowadays there are the trend that our business or company cannot limit it only the one country. There are the several branches are available at the several countries. So whenever your organization can expand, at that time there are the said your working hours, your, we can say, your overall culture will be also expand. So whenever you going for the foreign trips regarding your business, regarding your organization, at the time which points you have to consider, means which type of behavior you have to consider whenever you going for the foreign trips. So let's start it. There are the first one is the give the all information like your arrival date and the time, your schedule after you reach there. Whenever you going for the business trip, you are going for the expandation, sometimes the your selling purpose, sometimes purchase purpose. So at that time you have to give the arrival date and time and your schedule regarding the overall, we can say, your meeting, regarding your product presentations. So it's schedule you have to given to your company, your customer company. Then after, if you are asked to give the information about your stay and food requirement before you reach there, then you must send the details clearly and before the time, so they can get the time to make the arrangement. Whenever you go for the foreign trips, like you have to go the USA for your business expansion, for your for your product sales. So at that time you have to given your overall information to your customer firm, that they can get the arrangement regarding your food, regarding your, we can say, regarding your stay. Okay, then after, find out from the internet or a friend or colleague and staying there about the culture, country, and learn from him or her to way to deal with the people there. Because we can know that the different country have the different types of culture, like the Asian countries have the different type of cultures, and we can say there are the North Asia have a different type of cultures. So at that time you have to, we can say, in the nowadays there are the, we also know there are Googleshwar. Okay, that from the internet we can search the any things, and we can search the any information and get the knowledge from them. So you can also take the knowledge or take the, we can say, advantage from the internet, and you can also ask from your colleagues and also ask from your friends regarding the culture of the country whenever you have to deal from them. Then in the different countries the way of the greeting are different, hence you have to first find out that the which type of way you have to greet to them. Okay, in the some countries or firms they have to, handshake is used to greet to each other. Okay, in the some countries they have to doing the handshake, and in, we can say, in our India we are doing the namaste. Okay, so different country have the different type of culture and different type of, we can say, there are the greeting way, there we can say their overall culture regarding this language, regarding their we can say staying. Okay, so at that time you have to find out the way that how you greet to them. Then after, find out how they behave in the meeting. People of USA and the Canada may directly come to the business talk, and there are the highly professionals. And while in India we start with the small talk, often asking a personal question. In our India we are very, we can say our Indian people are very emotional, and we can say we are very cultural, and so that we cannot talk directly. If we talk directly, or we can directly come to the point, in our India it's create a rude behavior. But in the USA and Canada they cannot doing any type of small talk, they cannot ask any personal question to the person. They only reach to the directly, we can say they are straightforward. They can only ask, or they can only discuss the matter regarding their business. They cannot ask anything regarding the personal question to their customers. Okay, so in India, if we doing the direct questions and direct ask, direct reach to our uh, business topics, so it's create a rude behavior. So different country have the different types of culture. So at that time you have to get the knowledge about it. Then after, there are the different norms of given and accepting the gifts in the different countries. Usually in the some countries like the USA, it is a good etiquette to open the gift in the front of the giver, while in the Asian countries it is considered as a rude behavior. Okay, in India also we know that about, okay, if we get the any gift from the person, and if we open the gift in front of the person, it's like a rude behavior. It's create, we sometimes it's create, we can say that sometimes people feel that I can not do this, or it's rude behavior is considered by them. So in USA it's a good manner. Okay, so different country have the different types of we can say gift accepting and receiving norms. Then after, in the most of the western countries there is a culture of being a thankful for the all little favors, while India we assume that the certain obligation in our relations with the other, so and would not always express our gratitude. So in India, okay, if in our India, if any person is doing the favor of you, like take the example, if you going for the foreign trip, and if the any customer are coming from India, like our customer are coming to India, and if we provide the, we can say that the traveling facilities and staying facilities, so they can always thankful to us. But sometimes our people like in India, we are saying that these are the duty of them, then we cannot doing the thankfulness. Okay, so different western forms have the different countries have the different types of culture. Then in the most of the countries except the India and Russia, there are people reach before the scheduled time of the meeting. Okay, there are the scheduling means, if our meeting are going to start on the next Thursday, then our peoples are reached to the Wednesday. Okay, so different type of we can say country have the different types of norms. Then after, it is also advisable to learn a few common words like the greeting in their language. Okay, if we cannot talk to their language, if are not we are not comfortable to talk to them their language, then we can also try to we can say learn about the common words regarding the greeting to their languages. Then also find out the norms of norms of taking the meals and paying the bills of their countries, because different type of country have the different types of norm regarding the taking the meal. Okay, in our India we always use the spoons and forks, and then simply we have to use, and in the different western countries they can chopsticks they have to use, and they have to use the fork and knife, and okay, so different types of countries are the different types of norm regarding the taking the meal. Okay, so you have to learn about it whenever you going for the foreign trip, for your country, or sorry, for your organization. Then after, Unlike the Asian, the people in the USA, UK, Australia, Canada, and a few other countries are the straightforward, which may sometimes sound to be a rude, but it is their way of dealing with the others. Sometimes we are going to the USA and UK for the dealing, and they are the very straightforward. So sometimes we have to we sometimes as a usually this type of behavior cannot conduct in India, so we feel that this is a rude behavior, but there are the way to dealing to us because different country have the way to dealing the people. Then any meeting would start with the small talks, but remember that are the except in India, people of the other countries do not like to talking to about the personal matter. So if you have to do a small talking about the personal matter, so it at that time you have to break the ice. Means talk about the some things in a general like the weather or something famous about their countries. In India, we have to talk small. We have to start first of all from the small talk. We have to ask regarding their organization. We have to ask regarding their personal questions the weather of their country. Then there are the we can say that infrastructure of their country. But in the UK, USA, Canada, they cannot doing this type of small talk. Then after, finally, the best way of the being prepared for the foreign trips to hear the experience of the person who has already been to that country. Okay, there are the best way to deal the foreign country. You have to ask the experience to the other person who have to already deal with them. Okay. Then after second topic, second topic is visit of the foreign counterparts. Means you have to visit the different countries and different, as we know that now the business cannot limited to the boundaries. Okay, business cannot have any boundaries. Like take the example from the Gujarat, you can deal with the USA, deal with the other countries. Okay, like Australia, Canada. So it's a very now is a common trend. So whenever you visit for the foreign counterparts, at that time which type of point you have to consider in your mind. First of all, you may have received and details of the visit, and if not, please ask them beforehand to make the arrangement of their pickup from the airport. Okay, whenever you receive the details from the visit, then you have to take care of them, and you have to doing the arrangement regarding the pickup point of the airport from wherever your customers are come. Then one person from your office must go to receive the person. Do not send the driver alone. Okay, in the last topic we have to discuss about that we are going for the foreign trip, and in this topic we have to discuss about if the other person are visit for the foreign trips for our country. At that time you have to keep in mind that you have to go personally to pick up them. Okay. Then after, show the courtesy to ask about the kind of hotel they would be preferred to stay in at the arrangement they would be like to have during their stay. It is the one type of courtesy that you have to ask that which type of hotel you have to prefer for stay. Then after, make the arrangement for their daily communicate for their entire period of their stay. You have to doing the arrangement if the person is coming from we can say that a different country like from the Australia or from the Oman. Okay, so at that time their language, okay, is language is different, so you cannot understand their language and they cannot understand our language. So at that time you have to arrange the communicate person which can communicate the our we can say talk. Okay. Then after, make the arrangement for their communication like the arranging for the mobile phone and the SIM card in advance. In the different countries our SIM card cannot we can say our SIM card cannot working. Take the example of Oman. Okay, there are the Oman is a one country. In this Oman is Saudi Arabia. In the Saudi Arabia our SIM card cannot work. So you have to purchase a new SIM card and new mobile phone. Okay, so you have to doing the arrangement while the other person are visit for our country. Then after, make sure that there is a one person who is a point of the contact if they need to anything during their stay. You have to must we can say learn about that the one person always they arrange their overall facilities, and you have to sure about it. Then if the stay is longer and the weekends are included, so you may have to offer to visit some famous places in your cities or your countries. As for a person who has traveled for a week does not have the anything significance to do on the weekend. Okay, if your customer, if your we can say if your customer, if your other parties are coming for your business dealing, so at that time they have to stay for the 1 week. So in this 1 week there are the weekends are come, so you have to offer that in our country there are the Taj Mahal, and we can say there are the different our famous places of India. You can also offer to travel to there. Okay, then after offer for any other entertainment available on the weekend. Then if your our different we can say available entertainments available in your country in like some shows and some talks and some ceremonies, so at the time you have to offer to them. Then to summarize, you must make their stay in our country comfortable and make them feel at home. So we can say, in short, we can say that if other parties are coming in our country for the business, at the time you have to make sure that they feel like a home in our country. Then after, third point, this is the last topic regarding your this video lecture. So it's a etiquette for the small talk. Whenever you doing the small talk, at that time what type of behavior you have to consider. First of all, have a positive body language with the smile and demonstrate your interest and the desire to communicate. Sometimes some people are doing the talking, and they cannot attain, they cannot concentrate the regarding the person, which type of language they have to talk, and which point they have to discuss. But as whenever you doing the small talk, at that time you have to doing the positive attitude, you have to doing the smile on your face and try to demonstrate that you are interested regarding their communication. Then be the first one there the initiate the conversation. Say a hello first, introduce yourself and ask the open ended question to enable the other person to say more. This will give you the opportunity to lead the conversation. Whenever you initiate the conversation means whenever you start the conversation, at that time you have to say hello, and then after you have to given your introduction regarding your own introduction, then given the firm's introduction, organization introduction, and try to ask the open ended question. So it's create a good image and it's create a leading conversation to you. Then after, the best topic to start with the always about the weather and other general topics. Also, if you can find something to compliment about, then it also most desirable way to start a conversation. But take care that it should be honest one. Means you have to ask regarding the general question regarding the weather, regarding their organization, but you have to ask the honest questions. You cannot ask very diplomatic question and very descriptive question. You have to ask open ended question, like just there are the short answered questions. Then ask this a general talk. You may be get carried away is telling a many things, but it is advisable to think before you speak. You have to think first and then you can ask the question. So it's create a good image, it's create a better impact, good impact of your organization. Then after, be more interested in the other person rather than the continuously talking about yourself. Sometimes some person can only talk about themselves, they cannot we can say listen. Because in the last video lecture sessions we already discussed that listening is a very good skill. Okay, so you have to listen the other person also and their views. Then listen with the interest. Only cannot listen, but you have to listen with the interest. Sometimes people just ask questions for the sake of asking, and then are distracted when they are the other person are answering. They can ask the question and they cannot concentrate regarding the what type of answer they have to telling. So you cannot do this type of behavior. You have to ask the question and then after you have to concentrate regarding the answering the person. To listen carefully is the biggest compliment you can give a person. Okay, so you have to do this type of etiquette. Then Discuss a general things like a movies, sports, books, hobbies, etc. This will make you appear a friendly, approachable. So for this you must use yourself have a knowledge of the different things. So have a habit for keeping yourself updated. Okay, sometime some person can doing the talk regarding the sports, and they cannot have a knowledge about the sports. So you can update your knowledge whenever you doing this type of small talk regarding the sports. Then you have to update yourself. Okay, then avoid the topics like your health issues, like your own personal problems, the cost of things, gossips, and controversial issue like the politics or region. Okay, sometimes some types of sometime people doing a small talks and going for the conflict. Okay, so you cannot doing this type of behavior. You can only ask, or you can only talk with regarding the general overall situation. You cannot uh, we can say discuss about the controversies issue. Okay, then after the last one is do not walk away very abruptly. Close the conversation with the graceful line, it is a nice being a talking with you. Okay, so you, whenever you talking to the other person, at the time you have to very graceful regarding your overall tone, your behavior. Okay, so this is all about your last three topics, and in the next video lecture session we discuss about the two topics, then your unit number 5 completed. So here I discuss about the three topics regarding your unit number 5. There are the very easiest topic. Then if you find any query regarding this any topic, you can contact me. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much.